Aphorism 291.
Aphorism 291. Baths of pure water prove themselves partly palliative, partly as homeopathic serviceable aids in restoring health in acute diseases as well as in convalescence of cured chronic patients, with the proper consideration of the conditions of the convalescent and the temperature of the bath, its duration and repetition. But even if well applied, they bring only physically beneficial changes in the sick body. In themselves, they are no true medicine. The lukewarm baths at 25 to 27 degrees serve to arouse the slumbering sensibility of fiber in the apparent dead, frozen, drowned, suffocated, which benumbed the sensation of the nerves. Though only palliative, still they often prove themselves sufficiently active, especially when given in conjunction with coffee and rubbing with the hands. They may give homeopathic aid in cases where the irritability is very unevenly distributed and accumulated too unevenly in some organs, as in the case in certain hysteric spasms and infantile convulsions. In the same way, cold baths 10 degrees to 6 degrees in persons cured medically of chronic diseases and with a deficiency of vital heat act as a homeopathic aid. By instantaneous and later with repeated immersions, they act as palliative, restorative of the tone of the exhausted fiber. For this purpose, such baths are to be for more than momentary duration, rather for minutes and of gradually lowered temperature. They are of palliative, which since it acts only physically, has no connection with the disadvantage of a reverse action to be feared afterwards, as takes place with dynamic medicinal palliative. So he is discussing about some baths. Now we will go through the commentary of Master E.K. స్వచ్ఛమైన జలములతో స్నానము చేయించుట వలన రోగికి కొంత బాధోపశమనము, కొంత సారూప్య వైద్య ప్రక్రియ కూడా జరుగును. With pure water, if we give bath to the patient, two benefits will be there. One is some amelioration from the suffering, and also some similarity to the condition. ఇవి త్వరగా ఆరోగ్యము చక్కబడుటకు సహాయపడుటకు తరుణ వ్యాధుల వైద్యమునందును దీర్ఘవ్యాధుల వైద్యమైన తరువాత కోలుకొనుటయందును ఇవి ఉపకరించును. సో this type of baths, they will help to restore, to convalesce quickly in both acute diseases and also after the cure of chronic diseases. When convalescence is delayed, these types of baths will improve the period of convalescence. కోలుకున్న వాని దేహ పరిస్థితిని బట్టి స్నానములను చేయింపవలెను. So we have to decide about the temperature and the frequency of baths basing upon the condition and of the patient, up to which extent there is improvement. రోగి స్థితి అనుకూలముగా నీటి ఉష్ణత, స్నానము చేయించు కాలము, రెండు స్నానముల మధ్య వ్యవధానము నిర్ణయింపవలెను. So basing upon the condition of the patient, we have to decide about the temperature of the water, with what frequency we have to use the bath, how much of the time gap should be there, that we have to decide. తిన్నగా అనుకూలముగా వాడినను వీరి వలన కలుగునది రోగి భౌతిక దేహమునకు సంబంధించిన అనుకూలత మాత్రమే. Even though we take all these precautions, actually what happens, there will be the amelioration or palliation or improvement or comfort on the physical plane of the patient. స్వయముగా వాని యందు వైద్య ప్రక్రియ ఎట్టిదియూ లేదు. By themselves there is no medicinal action in them. చనిపోయినట్లు కనిపించు వారిలో నరముల చైతన్యము మందత కొని ఉండును. అట్టి వారిలో కునికిపాటు పడుతున్న చైతన్యమును మేల్కొల్పుటకు గోరువెచ్చని నీటితో స్నానము 25 నుండి 27 డిగ్రీల హ్యూమర్ ఉష్ణోగ్రతలో పనికి వస్తుంది. In apparently dead people, in whom the nervous system is very weak, it is dull, then by giving bath with 25 to 27 degrees water, it will improve. ఇవి కేవలము ఉపశమనమునే కలిగించును గాని ముఖ్యముగా రోగికి కాఫీ ఇచ్చి చేతులతో దేహము తోముచూ స్నానము చేయించినతో చక్కని చురుకుతనము కలిగించు. Apart from giving a bath, we should give massage to the body, and also we should give hot coffee to the patient. That also will help, because basically they are coffee drinkers. So that also will help. In some cases, with the heart, in one case, who was poisoned with the sleeping tablets. One boy, he was poisoned with the sleeping tablets. For the sake of suicide, he took sleeping tablets, many sleeping tablets. He was apparently he was dead. Once I went there. Immediately I gave him opium 200. After 15 minutes, I gave him opium 1M. After giving opium 1M, in half an hour there was little improvement. After half an hour again, I gave him another dose of opium 1M. There was much improvement. The action of that sleeping pills was almost neutralized. But the patient was not cooperative. He has no intention to wake up. Though he was conscious after giving a second dose of opium, he was not having any intention to wake up and to come to normalcy. He was lying in the same way. I could understand. Immediately I brought very hot coffee and I put the glass on the forehead and on the hands. Immediately he sat down. And he talked normally. శరీర చైతన్య ప్రకోపము ఆయా భాగములలో ఎగుడు దిగుడుగాను క్రిక్కిరిసి ఉన్నను, కొన్ని అవయవముల్లో ఎక్కువగా సమ్మర్దము కలిగి ఉన్నను ఈ స్థానములు సారూప్య సాధన కలుగు చేయును. When the vital force is congested at a particular place or in irregular distribution, in those cases it will help. ముఖ్యముగా హిస్టీరియా వ్యాధిలోను చిన్నబిడ్డ చేష్టాను వ్యాధిలోను కలిగిన బిగింపులను సడల చేయును. చిన్నబిడ్డ చేష్టం అంటే చిన్నబిడ్డ చేష్టలు అంటే ఏంటి? ఫిట్స్, ఎపిలెప్సీ in children. Epilepsy in children and also in hysteria cases, when there is stiffness, this type of treatment, it will relieve the stiffness. ఇవి గోరువెచ్చని స్నానముల ఉపయోగములు. So these are the benefits of lukewarm water baths. అదే విధముగా సన్నీటి స్నానములు కూడా ఉపయోగపడదు. With cold water also there are some benefits. 10 డిగ్రీల నుండి 6 డిగ్రీల వరకు హ్యూమర్ ఉష్ణోగ్రతల నీటితో స్నానములు దీర్ఘవ్యాధులందు ఔషధ సేవనము చేయుతున్న వారికి ఉపకరించు. ఇన్ క్రానిక్ డిసీజెస్ సమ్టైమ్స్ along with the medicinal treatment, giving baths with 6 degrees, 10 degrees to 6 degrees water, that will also help. జీవశక్తి పుట్టించు వేడిమి తక్కువగా ఉన్నప్పుడు ఈ చన్నీటి స్నానములు సారూప్యమునకు సహకరిస్తాయి. When the vitality is low, then these types of baths will act as similar methods. ఆకస్మికముగా చన్నీరు జల్లుటయు, తరువాత అనేక పర్యాయములు చన్నీటిలో మునుగుటయు బడలిన పట్టు తప్పిన దేహధాతువుల పుష్టిని సమకూర్చుటకు పనికివస్తుంది. So sprinkling cold water, That we will be seeing frequently when a person has fall down with epilepsy. After sprinkling some cold water on the face and body, he comes to consciousness. So doing those things, they will help to relieve the stiffness, and also they will improve the strength of the bodily parts. దీని ఉపయోగము కలుగవలనతో కొద్ది నిమిషములు స్నానము చేయుట చాలదు. ఉష్ణోగ్రతను క్రమముగా తగ్గించుతూ స్నానము చేయుచుండుటయు, కొన్ని నిమిషములు మాత్రమే సన్నీటి స్నానము చేసి వచ్చుటయు ఎక్కువ ఉపకరింపవు, ఉపశమనము మాత్రము కలిగించును. ఎట్లయినను వీని ప్రభావము కేవలము భౌతికమే కనుక ఔషధముల విషయమున వలె ప్రతిక్రియా ప్రభావమునందలి కష్ట నష్టములు కలుగునని భయపడనక్కర్లేదు. కరెక్టేనా? సో giving baths only for a few moments, sometimes it is not enough. For some minutes we should give bath, sometimes with the same temperature, sometimes with lowering the temperature we have to continue the bath. Of course these will give only a temporary relief and palliation. Because of these things, because they are not having any medicinal properties and they are not proved as on the healthy human beings as medicine, they will not disturb and they will not give any adverse reactions or effects on the patient. వివరణము. స్నానముల విషయమున హ్యానిమన్ ప్రతిపాదించిన విషయమునకును ఆయుర్వేద శాస్త్రకారులకును కొన్ని భేదములు కనిపిస్తున్నది. Because the master knew, he was well versed with Ayurveda also, he is explaining these things in a wonderful way. He is giving very good explanation. Master E.K. says, there is a difference between the statement of Hahnemann and also according to Ayurvedic. Once Master said, because Hahnemann did not know about Ayurveda, if Hahnemann might have studied Ayurveda also, he would have given much more dimensions of homeopathy. That Master has expressed. అట్లే దేహమునకు ఔషధమును మర్దించటం చెప్పిన తావులందును భేదము ఉన్నది. ఇతని దృష్టిలో స్నానము ముఖ్యమైన వైద్య ప్రక్రియలలో ఒకటి కాదు. అకార్డింగ్ టు హ్యానిమన్, గివింగ్ బాత్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్, ఇట్ ఈజ్ ప్రక్రియ కూడా మిక్కిలి స్వల్పము. ఆయుర్వేదమున అభ్యంగనమనున్నది ఆరోగ్య రక్షణమునకు ఆవశ్యకమగు ప్రక్రియ. ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ వన్ థింగ్ అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ది అదర్ థింగ్స్ అకార్డింగ్ టు హ్యానిమన్. బట్ ఇన్ ఆయుర్వేద, giving bath, a wonderful bath with many herbal oils and sesame oil and all these things, it is a wonderful thing. It is a main part of treatment also according to Ayurveda. దీని వలన మిగిలిన వారికి కలిగిన రోగములు నిత్యాభ్యంగనం చేయువానికి కలుగువనుట అనుభవ సిద్ధము. When a person takes frequently head bath with sesame oil and also with herbal oils and also with herbal powders regularly, at least twice or thrice in a week, it was proved that that person will not be affected with the acute affections as frequently as other people who are not taking the bath are getting affected. That is a proved fact, Master says. అంతేకాదు, కన్నులు, ముక్కులు, గొంతుక, చెవులు, శిరస్సులకు చిరకాలము దృఢత్వము నిలిచి ఉండును. So there will not be any frequent illnesses for ENT division. That means ears, nose and throat. When the oil is being used according to Ayurveda, head will be protected, nose will be protected, ears will be protected, eyes will be protected. They will be strong and they will not get affected very easily with all types of diseases. But according to some of the modern medicine people nowadays, they are advising not to use any oil into the ears. But according to Ayurveda, once in a week, if we put few drops of sesame oil in the ears, there will not be any dryness, there will not be any infection, nothing will be there. The ears will be protected for a long time. There won't be any hearing defects. And also putting oil sesame oil 2 or 3 drops in the nose once in a week or once in 10 days. It will help, it protects the person from the blocking of nose and also development of any polyps also That will be prevented. So these are the things which were advised in Ayurveda. వీనికి కల రోగములు కూడా అభ్యంగన ప్రక్రియతో నశించం. In some chronic diseases, giving a wonderful bath with either sesame oil or ghee, they will act as curative things. They will definitely cure. Not only chronic diseases, but also acute diseases. That we have also seen. Master explained us about the experiment of with these things by my grandfather. He used to practice like this. Master has explained. And after that, we have seen in some cases. In one case, he was admitted in the hospital. He was very stout. He was getting fever. Continuous fever. There was no response for the treatment in the hospital. They said he will not survive. He became very lean and very much emaciated. They diagnosed it as PUO, pyrexia of unknown origin. They could not understand why this person was getting fever. All the tests were normal, but he was emaciating. He was growing very much weak. He was very stout and healthy. So we took him to the house. They sent him to the house. In the house, we advised them to give a massage with ghee. Ghee. And also we asked him to eat some ghee. Then we gave, we applied ghee to throughout body and also to the head, and gave him head bath and also bath to the body with herbal powder. That day he was better. That weakness was better. After 1 week of giving these baths like this, the temperature was completely normal. And he was able to take food also. After 15 days, he could walk normally in the house. After 15 days again, he went to the hospital because he was working in a government office. So he went to the hospital. Then the doctor surprised, "Are you alive?" He asked. I thought by this time you might have gone. So he was very much surprised. He asked, "What medicine you are taking?" Then he said, "I am continuing homeopathy as well as Ayurvedic bath." Then the doctor was very much surprised. "I heard about Ayurvedic bath, but I am seeing you." Very, very surprising. After 3 weeks, he started going to the office. After that, he survived for more than 25 years normally. Recently, only last year he expired due to the age factor. He was 78 years. రైల్వే హాస్పిటల్లో వాడు పంపించారు ఇంటికి, ఇంకా బతకడ తీసుకెళ్ళిపోండి అని. ఇదో దీంట్లో ఈ నెయ్యి రాస్తే వాడు నెయ్యి రాసి స్నానం చేయిస్తే వాళ్ళకి చెమట ద్వారా ఇవన్నీ పోతాయి. After 60 years of fever, there was a patient when my grandfather was practicing Ayurveda, that is 60 years ago. He was a very good practitioner of Ayurveda with simple things. Only herbal things and also simple things. One lady, she was suffering from double typhoid for 60 days. The temperature was very high for all the days. Though the doctors tried with many medicines, there was no response. She could not get sleep, no sleep at all, even after giving tranquilizer. She was much emaciated, much weakness, and very much anxious. She was weeping and she could not bear. Then the doctor said, "We cannot do anything. We have done all the things what we have to do, but we can't understand why she is not getting relief." Then they said, "There is a wonderful person who is practicing Ayurveda. You call him. But you should get prepared. Whatever he says, you have to follow. You should not judge for yourself. We can't understand why he says like that. What he does, that we cannot understand, but you have to follow. Be prepared." Then the family members automatically, they were ready. because she is going to die, we have to see one chance. Then my grandfather went there. He sat by the bedside of the patient. He asked, why are you like this? What do you want? Why are you not eating anything? Because you are not eating anything, you are not getting sleep. Because you are not eating anything, your temperature is not being controlled. So you have to eat. Then she said, nobody is allowing me to eat. Then he said, I will allow you to eat. What do you want to eat? Then she said, I want one chutney with the spicy things. I want to eat that. Okay. Okay, Janal. Then she said, okay, I will give you. No worry. Before that, I will tell you something. Then he advised the family members to bring much ghee, cow ghee. They brought the ghee. Then he advised the persons to apply ghee to all over the body, even to the nails of the hands and also toes, and also head completely. And allow the condition for half an hour after applying. Then he said, you take her and give a bath with lukewarm water. They were much afraid. What he is telling? Is he not mad? Because for the last 60 days she is suffering from high fever. He is advising us to take and give her bath. They were very much surprised, but they can't do. They have accepted. Whatever he says, they will follow. So they took her and gave bath, and she came. Then she said, I am feeling comfortable, she said, for the first time. So now do you want to eat? She said, yes. Then he advised to bring hot, very hot rice, and with that pickle. And also he gave this ghee, one big spoon, tablespoon ghee. He gave her. He advised her to eat first. She ate. Afterwards, he advised her, no, you can eat. You can eat this with this pickle. Whatever amount of rice you want to eat, you can eat. What much she can eat? Only 2 mouthfuls she could eat for the first time after 60 days. Then, are you satisfied? He asked her. Yes, I am satisfied. Then he asked her, yeah, you chit-chat something. You tell something. I will hear. Or if you are having any doubts about anything, you ask me, I will clear you. While chit-chatting, after 2 or 3 hours, she said, I am getting much sleep. You can sleep. Then the family members asked, after taking rice, the chronic patient should not sleep. You are allowing her to sleep. Then he said, no worry, let her sleep. She slept, very deep sleep. 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. For 12 hours she slept. The family members lost all the hopes. This might be the permanent sleep, they thought. He said, my grandfather said, no worry, I will sit here. I will not escape from here. Till she wakes up from sleep, I will sit here. Don't worry. After 12 hours, she slept, she woke up from sleep. She said, I am feeling very comfortable. My head is very happy. My mind is very happy, peaceful. Then he advised the members to see the temperature. For the first time, the temperature was 102 Fahrenheit. It was 104 or 105 previously. So 102. Every day he used to go there. He continued the same thing. Then the family members asked, why are you not giving any medicine to her? He said, this is only the medicine I will tell you. You don't advise me. You follow my advice. So for 1 week, he continued the same thing, and the temperature was completely normal. And she could sit. She could slowly move in the house. She could eat some more things. After 10 days, she could move normally in the house. After 15 days, she could do all the works in the house. Then only he gave some general tonic, Vojini, which he was preparing. That tonic he gave. Apart from ghee and that tonic, He did not give any medicine for this 60 days fever fellow. స్నానం కంప్లీట్, నెయ్యి పూర్తిగా రాయడం స్నానం డైలీ వారం రోజులు చేసరికి నార్మల్గా వచ్చింది. ఆవిడ ఓ రోజు 2 రోజులు ఆవకాయ తింది. తర్వాత నుంచి ఈయన ఏం చెబితే తినేది కూరలు విను. తాతగా సివివి గారు, రామకోట తాత గారు వీళ్ళందరూ ఏది పడదో అది ముందే వేసుకోమనేవారు. మిమ్మల్ని డాక్టర్లు ఏది తినొద్దున్నారో దాంతోనే తినండి అనేవారు. పక్కన కూర్చోబెట్టుకుని ఆయన రామకోట తాత గారి దగ్గరికి ఒక ఆయన వచ్చారు అమలాపురంలో. ఏమండి ఇప్పుడు నేను 3 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి గ్యాస్ట్రిక్ ట్రబుల్తో బాధపడుతున్నాను. అవును బాబు గారు అది గ్యాస్ట్రిక్ అన్నారు ఈయన. అంటే ఏదో ఇది సమంగా వినబడలేదు ముసలాయన అనుకుని మళ్ళీ ఆయన చెప్పాడు గ్యాస్ట్రిక్ ట్రబుల్ అండి అన్నాడు గట్టిగా. అంటే ఇది అవునండి గ్యాస్ ట్రిక్ అన్నారు. అంటే ఏం తింటున్నారు అన్నారు. ఏం తింటాం లేదండి. ఏం తినొద్దన్నారు, పులుపు కారం అసలు ఏం తినొద్దన్నారు, ఆవకాయ తింటే చస్తా ఉన్నారు అన్నారు. అలాగా పెద్ద డాక్టర్లు అందరూ చెప్పారా, ఇది రూఢిగా అన్నారు అని చెప్పారు. అయితే పర్వాలేదు కూర్చోండి నా పక్కన, ఇవాళ ఆవకాయతోనే తినండి అన్నారు. అవకాశం వచ్చినట్టు సంతోషంగానూ ఉంది, తింటే ఏమవుతుందో అన్న భయం ఉంది. తిన్నాడు శుభ్రంగా ఆవకాయతో ఆయన పక్కన తాతగారి పక్కన కూర్చొని తిన్నాడు శుభ్రంగా. ఏమీ అవ్వలేదు. మర్నాడు నుంచి తగ్గడం మొదలుపెట్టింది. ఓ వారం అయ్యేసరికి కంప్లీట్గా తగ్గిపోయింది. ఏం తిన్నా ఏమవటం లేదు అప్పటి నుంచి. సో ఇన్ ఆయుర్వేద దీస్ బాత్స్ దే హ్యావ్ మచ్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ in curative factor. They work as medicinal agents. That master is explaining here. B. He used to advise to use 2 items. One is ghee, another is sesame oil. నువ్వుల నూనె నెయ్యి ఆ రెండింటితో. బి. తీవ్ర జ్వరాదులలో ఆయుర్వేదమున కేవల స్నానమే ఒక చక్కని వైద్య ప్రక్రియ. ఇన్ సివియర్ ఫీవర్ these types of various types of baths they will act as curative factors and medicinal agents in the way in which I have explained now. తీవ్ర జ్వరముతో బాధపడువానికి అది ఏ జాతి జ్వరమైనను దేహమునకు నువ్వుల నూనె రాచి 1 చెంచా పేరిన నేతిని తినిపించి గ్లాసుడు వేడి నీళ్లు త్రాగించి వేడి నీటి స్నానము చేయించినతో చికిత్సలో చక్కని సారూప్యము సిద్ధించుచు జ్వరము తగ్గుట మాత్రమే గాక వ్యాధి మొత్తము నివారణ. In chronic fevers also, in acute fevers also, we have to apply this sesame oil, and also we should give the person to eat some ghee, and also with lukewarm water. If we should ask him to, after taking ghee, we should ask him to take some lukewarm water to drink, and later we have to give bath with lukewarm water. That is a similar application of similarity. That will definitely cure the condition. జ్వరము తగ్గుట మాత్రమే గాక మొత్తము వ్యాధి నివారణమగును. టైఫాయిడ్, న్యూమోనియాలతో కూడిన తీవ్ర జ్వర వ్యాధులు, డెలీరియము, సంధి లక్షణములతో కూడిన ఈ అభ్యంగన ప్రక్రియతో నివారణమగును. అక్కడ ఏదో మిస్ అయింది. అది సరే, ఇక్కడ సంధి లక్షణములతో కూడినవి కదా, అదే డెలీరియము సంధి లక్షణములతో కూడినవి ఈ అభ్యంగన ప్రక్రియతో నివారణమగునను విషయమున 100ల కొలది ఉదాహరణములను మా తండ్రి గారి వైద్యమును మేమెరుగుదు. సో మాస్టర్ he is explaining, I know many hundreds of cases which were treated by my father with these 2 things, many types of fever. Delirium, fevers which are having a delirium, typhoid, pneumonia, all these things, with this type of giving a bath with these things, they were completely cured. I have seen many hundreds of cases which were treated by my father. That master is explaining. In the same way, we have seen when master has cured these types of cases. We have seen many cases. C. ఔషధమును తైలముల ఘృణముల రూపమున ఘృతముల రూపన మాలీసునకును అభ్యంగనమునకును వాడుట ఆయుర్వేదమందలి వివిధ వ్యాధి చికిత్సల ప్రత్యేక పద్ధతులలో ఒకటి. In the same way, medicinal agents, medicinal substances, herbal medicines, and the triturations, and also the juices of herbs, they are made as the ghees, various types of ghees. And by massaging with those ghees also, they helped very much to cure many diseases. And this is also one of the processes in Ayurveda. D. స్నానము దంతధావనము తైలమర్దనము అంజనము మున్నగు అంశములన్నీయు ఆయుర్వేదమున ఆరోగ్యవంతుని దినచర్య కొరకు సవిశేషముగా శాసింపబడింది. So in daily routine, Ayurvedic seers, they have advised the persons, human beings, to have a regular bath, and also to brushing with herbal things, and also applying oil to the body. All these things in Ayurvedic seers, they have advised the persons, human beings, to follow daily. With their advice only, it was regularized for the person. What happens if we use menthol paste? What happens? The teeth they get very frequently, and at early age they get spoiled. When we use menthol things for the brushing, if we use herbal powders, or if we brush with the sticks of neem tree, then the teeth will be protected from getting decay, and also the gums will be strong for long time. My grandfather, he used to brush it till his last breath, last day. He used only the neem sticks, nothing else. Early in the morning, he used to wake up at 3:30. He used to chew completely the neem stick. It has turned like a brush. With that only he used to completely brush. And also after completing the brushing, he used to cut the stick into two. With that he used to clean the tongue. No tongue cleaner. At the age of 84, he left his body at 84 years. At that time also his teeth were very strong. Only due to falling he lost 2 teeth. Remaining all the teeth, 32 teeth, 30 teeth were completely normal, healthy, no decay, and no shaking. The teeth of Master E.K. and gums, they were very strong. He was using regularly only herbal tooth powder. With that herbal tooth powder, which he advised to use, and the formula was given by Master E.K. only. With that, not only he advised to use for brushing, but with that Master has done many experiments with that tooth powder. We went to some pilgrimage once upon a time in 82. There Master was affected with pneumonia. We were not having medicines. We did not carry the medicinal box with us. There was no emergency kit with us. So then Master advised, you bring the tooth powder, you put it in the water, you boil it. Completely after boiling, you filter it. So after filtering that water, after cooling, then he used to swallow that water. He used to drink that water. Daily 3 times he did like that. In 3 days, the pneumonia was completely cured. Temperature was normal, and then we have traveled to Visakhapatnam in 1982. కానుగా మర్రి ఊడలు, తర్వాత రాగి, తర్వాత వేప, ఇవన్నీ ఉత్తరాయణ. ఇంకా ఇంకోటి కూడా చెప్పారు, పళ్ళు కనుక ఊడాలంటే కూడా డెంటిస్ట్ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళక్కర్లేదన్నారు మ్యాథ్స్ గారు. ఈ ఏంటి మన సీతాఫలం తాలూకు ఎండు పుల్ల తీసుకుని పౌడర్ చేసి అది ఒక గుడ్డలో పెట్టి దాన్ని కొంచెం వెచ్చ చేసి ఒక గుడ్డలో పెట్టి తడి చేసి ఏ పన్ను ఊడాలో ఆ జాగ్రత్తగా ఆ పన్ను మొదట్లో పెట్టమన్నారు. రోజు కొంతసేపు మిగతా పళ్ళకి తగలకుండా. కొద్ది రోజులు ఆ పన్ను ఊడిపోతుంది అన్నారు. తగిలితే అది ఊడిపోతుంది. అందలి ఆచారకాండ పాటించువానికి తరతరముల వ్యాధులు నివారణమగుట అనుభవమునకు సరిపడుతున్నది. అంతేగాక చనిపోవు క్షణము వరకును ఏ వ్యాధియు సోకకుండుట కూడా నేటికినే అవలంబించిన వారి యందు కనిపిస్తుంది. Even today, when who follow these types of Ayurvedic methods in their daily routine and daily life, it is not a surprising thing that they are completely healthy till their last day of breath, without any chronic diseases or any horrible diseases. హోమియోపతి సిద్ధాంతము నా వ్యాధి నిర్మూలనము, ముఖ్యముగా సోరా నిర్మూలనము మానవ జాతికి ప్రసాదించబడినది. కానీ మరల సోరా సోకకుండుటకు కావలసిన మార్గమునకు ఈ శాస్త్రమునందు అవకాశము లేదు. దాని కొరకై ఆయుర్వేద విధానమును ఆశ్రయింపక తప్పదు. Hahnemann has given wonderful thing and a very new dimension. Nobody could give the treatment of miasms and the cure of miasms, the cure of sora. When sora is completely cured means no diseases will be there. It was completely explained. He could give, he could achieve wonderful things. But again, re-attack of sora cannot be prevented only with homeopathy. We have to follow Ayurveda also. Cure of sora and cure of miasms will be there with homeopathy. But again, re-attack cannot be prevented with homeopathy. With Ayurveda, we have to club it. That master has explained.